Hi there everybody, it's Lynnea for Sassy and Crafty. Today we're going to make two dinosaur themed cards. One is going to be more bright and childlike, and one kind of more grown up with more muted colors. So it would be great for a card for a guy. I'm using the Dinorawr Stamp Set, the Jurassic Stencil, and the Dinorawr Stencil from Sassy and Crafty. I absolutely love this whole little collection of stamps and stencils. My son is 5 and he loves dinosaurs, and so the second card I'm going to make today reminds me of him, and so I'm going to color the little boys like him. Let's start though with the Jurassic Stencil. I love this stencil. It creates an easy silhouette pattern with the little T-Rex and the Triceratops. I think they're just super cute. So because this stencil has some fine areas with the greenery and the dinosaur silhouettes, I'm going to spray the back fairly well with Pixie spray, let that dry for about a minute, and then I'm going to come in and start doing some ink blending. I'm ink blending with Distress Oxide inks, but any inks you have will work. I started there with Antique Linen, and now I'm using some fossilized amber, and then moving into some peeled paint, which is the green color. And then I will also be using some frayed burlap, which is like a brown color. So I'm keeping this palette more muted. It would be great for guys or for like a masculine card, but you can definitely go bold and bright with this stencil as well. And I want to do that, maybe create a rainbow background. I think that would be cute to have here too. So I'm just going back and forth with my blender brushes and with all 4 colors of those Distress Oxide inks, blending those inks together well. But because the majority of the stencil is a silhouette stencil, so when I peel this off, you're going to see that the dinosaurs and the ground and everything are masked off, and they're going to be white. So you don't have to work really hard to blend these together. I wanted to create a little bit more texture, so I wiped off my stencil, but it is still in place. I didn't remove the stencil, just simply wiped it off. And then I'm going to take some bronze shimmer watercolor, get that good and wet, and then I'll dip my brush in and just flick some of that paint onto my background. So that gives some extra texture, kind of looks like little dirt flecks in the background, but it has that added shimmer, which I think is really pretty. I'll set that aside. That watercolor will take maybe about 5 minutes to dry or so, not very long because it's just little taps of watercolor. And I'm going to work on my second background. So this one is using the Dinorawr stencil, and I'm going to do a similar technique where I grab a bunch of inks and blend them together. So for this card, I wanted to kind of make this one brighter and more imaginative because I'm going to be using some of those dinosaur stamps from the Dinorawr Stamp Set. So I'm starting with my Squeezed Lemonade ink, and then moving into Twisted Citron, which is this bright green color, and then I'll end with Kitsch Flamingo. So that pink is going to blend with the yellow and create some orange, and which I think is really pretty. You could have gone with a pink, yellow, blue color combination and gotten a whole rainbow effect, but for some reason I was just drawn towards these 3 colors. So again, just adding some random areas of ink all over my backgrounds, and then I'll come back in with each of those brushes and just blend them together very quickly. And then when I remove this stencil, you'll see I have that fun background pattern there with lots of different colors, and you could even have gone bolder and brighter with those colors and really had fun with that. I stamped out 2 of the dinosaur stamps from the Dinorawr Stamp Set onto white Copic friendly cardstock, and I'm going to do some coloring. My coloring is very simple today. I just wanted to lay down some quick color and have a little bit of shadow, so that's why I start with my darkest marker when I'm coloring. I always say there's lots of ways to color, so color how you learned, color how you are most comfortable. I learned to color with my darkest marker first, and then go to my medium, and then to my light. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm starting here with my green color combination, which is YG09, YG06, and YG03. Started with the YG09, and I just added some color where I think there would be shadows. So I'm imagining the light coming from the top, and so I added some shadow around where those scales are because I thought there would be some shadow underneath. And then I also added some of that darker YG09 marker down at the bottom of the dinosaur, because if the light is coming from the top, then there would be shadows on the bottom. And then those little hash marks that are right on the middle of the dinosaur for those like texture bumps, I added some of that YG09 marker right over there as well for some extra dimension. Then I took my YG06, which is my medium marker, and just blended out that YG09 a little bit everywhere that I put that down, except for on those little dimension marks in the center of the dinosaur. I wanted to leave those with more shadow. Then I'll take my YG03, which is my lightest, and just blend out the rest of that little dino there. My yellow combination today that I used on the scales and then again on this drawing that this cute little toddler has done is Y19, Y08, and Y06. I chose these two images to color because I thought that it looked like this little toddler is maybe like 2 years old, 1 or 2 years old, and he's sitting there drawing some dinosaurs and just thinking creatively, using his imagination, and imagining what it would be like if he was a little bit older and riding a dinosaur. So here he is drawing these dinosaurs, and then here he is kind of grown up, and the little boy looking like he's riding the dinosaur looks like he's maybe my son's age, like he's 5. So I thought these two images would be really cute to put together on a card and just show the imagination that these little boys have. I colored in my flying little pterodactyl dino there. I used BV08, 04, and 02. And then I colored in their hair with some E35 and E33 markers. And now I'm going to be doing just a little bit of blue on this little guy's onesie here. I used to dress my son in onesies or little rompers, little one-piece rompers all the time when he was in diapers. I thought they were just the cutest little things. So I wanted to kind of color this in a blue little romper just like my son used to have. So I used BV05, 04, 02, 01, and then 00 all over to blend all those colors together. Then I will really easily use my scissors and trim around these images, leaving a slight white border. All that's left to do now is to stamp some sentiments. So I'm going back to that Dinorawr Stamp Set, and I'm going to stamp just a couple sentiments right on here. So the card on the left, the one I did first, all that I need to finish this off is just a sentiment. Same thing for the one on the right. So the one on the left you could easily mass produce and create a whole bunch of these really, really easily using all colors of ink blending. So you could personalize it for a girl, for a guy, anything that you want to do. So I'm just going to grab a sentiment there, and for this card I'm going to use a dark brown ink just to kind of keep with that more muted tone. I thought the black would stick out a little bit since there is no black in that image. And then for the card that I'm working on now, I'm going to go ahead and just stamp that imaginative sentiment in black ink, and then I will pop up those colored little characters with some foam tape and put that right onto my card there to finish that off. So I hope you've enjoyed these two dinosaur themed cards. They are both definitely different, using the same Dinorawr stamp set and then just a couple of stencils from the Sassy and Crafty store. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed these two cards and this little technique of blending different colors of inks together to get some multicolored backgrounds. I'm just going to show you these cards one last time. I love those watercolor ink flecks on that Jurassic stencil. I think it really brings out that silhouette design. And then this last one here is just so cute and whimsical and imaginative. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye! Thank you again very much for watching this video. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button that is on the screen now. And here are a few other videos that I thought you might enjoy.